Well, good morning from sunny Albert County. This is Steve Adventure, and today we're going to talk a little bit about a real introduction to throwing. Now, again, you'll find lots and lots of videos about throwing on the interwebs. God knows I have. But I haven't really seen anything that was a true introduction for somebody who's never thrown before. And so, my friend and I are going to try and offer you some information that I haven't seen available. The first thing about throwing as an introduction is you're going to need to pick some throwers. There are lots of opportunities when it comes to throwers, but when it comes to the budget, I'm probably going to land here with the SOG or something similar. You can get these at any of your retailers. You're probably going to find these at Canadian Tire. You're probably going to find these at Bass Pro Shops online, and they're very inexpensive, but they're lightweight and they're durable. You can also find them from other manufacturers, depending on the style of thrower you're looking for. I was looking for something that looked like a knife, and so I went with the SOG throwers. These ones here have got lots of life in them. They come with paracord wrapped handles, which I took off, so that you can add some paracord to your kit for free and still have some great throwers. I don't know why the magic number is 3, but you've got lots, one to use, one to lose, and one to throw away. And these are lightweight, so they're not hard on your shoulders when you're starting out. Children can use them very easily. It's just a nice piece. I was looking for something that was durable, reasonably lightweight, and it looked like a knife. I wanted to learn how to handle throw, so holding them by the handle, so you would draw and then throw, rather than tip throwing. There's lots of videos to show you how to tip throw online. I didn't really understand why I wanted to withdraw a knife from the scabbard and then turn it over into a different grip and then throw it. Half spin throwing is nice because you have a half spin to the target, so you can you don't need as long a range. There are a variety of opportunities. I wanted to throw at least full spin throw or 2 spin throw, so I could draw and then throw. The other thing that I haven't seen on the internet is grip is super important. You need to pick a grip. It needs to be a consistent grip, because your release, if it's consistent, then it's just a matter of being the right distance from the target, so the knife has time to flip based on how many rotations you throw, because that'll we'll come back to that in a minute. But it's a rotation to target. You only have one portion of the rotation that is joy when the knife sticks into the target. And so what I've done is I've developed a grip that works for me that's consistent. So I wanted something coming from firearms where I would point at the target, so my index finger lays along the knife. That reduces my grip on the blade, so it's easy to release. It also steadies it, so it's always pointing in the same direction. The second thing that I did is I just used the biomechanics, and I folded in my number 5 digit until it was touching my palm. Then I put the knife in my hand until it comes down and touches that digit. 2 over, 1 pointing, the thumb on the inside for stability. This is a grip I can reproduce over and over again. A little wiggle and you'll find where your hand lands, so that your little finger is where the knife is landing, and then 2 for grip, 2 for stability. So 2 for grip, these 2 are just for stability. This way, when you throw, the knife very easily wants to come out of those 2 and stay on line because it's being stabilized by the index finger. So picking a consistent grip really helped. I struggled in a big way with the bring-a-brang of slapping the target because I couldn't figure out what grip to use. The next thing is, once we've got a consistent grip, we want to work on a consistent arm action. So you're going to throw like a baseball. You're going to see lots and lots of opportunities. Off foot forward, the other foot forward. Throw 10 and see what you do the most often. So if you're a right-handed person and your left foot is forward, like it would be when you're holding a firearm, or if you're somebody who switches it up, like my grandson switches it up, he's right-handed but he puts his right foot forward, throws lasers all day long. Just a matter of what works for you. Don't put yourself into something, figure out what's going to work. Once you have a consistent grip, consistent release, and a consistent arm motion, then really it's just mathematics. So if you're striking the target with the butt, that means that you are 3 knife lengths away, too close or too far from the target, because the knife is not having the time to rotate over. So wherever you're standing, mark a line on the ground. You lay the knife on the ground and you go 1, 2, 3 knife lengths further back, and you should make tip strikes. If you're slapping, so tip down or tip up, doesn't matter, as long as you can consistently tip up or tip down or butt throw. It's just distance. So, like we said, once you have a consistent grip, a consistent release on a lightweight piece that you can do over and over again, watch what's happening at the end. You may need a friend to watch to see what's happening with your result. Tip up or tip down is 1 1/2 knife lengths further away or closer. Butt strikes are 3. 3, right. There are 4 lights. No, it's 3. And that works with every knife. So when you graduate, if you decide you want to something heavier that's got a little bit more length, then your throwing distance is going to increase and decrease. How much? Well, you can work the math, and again, there's a formula on the internet. You can Googlate it with the interweb machine and find out the formula so you can calculate the distance based on the length of your knife. But it's pretty simple. You throw with your consistent grip, use the same grip, same action, and watch your results. Tip up or tip down is 1 1/2. Butt strikes are 3. The other thing that I did that really helped me is you'll see there's a string here. Well, that string goes out to an anchor point, and I tied knots in the string for each of my different throwers. Clearly, there's a difference of length, and so I needed different distances to throw different targets. Also, this one's quite a bit heavier, so it wasn't just a mathematical difference, there's also a mass difference. And so it have to throw a little bit harder, but it also flies a little bit further. So you add once you find your spot, you tie a knot, and that way you can put your lead foot or whatever marker you're going to use. I use my toe on my lead foot, which is my left foot for interest's sake, on the knot. And every day I can come out and I can just stand in the right spot with the right thrower and hit the right target. At that point, it comes down to technique. Can't help you there. Practice is king. Muscle memory is going to come together for you. I'm not a great thrower. It's been a couple of years of dabbling at it. Not a great thrower. But I know I've got my distance right, because when I stand in the right place and get warmed up, I can hit all the time. And so can you. So these are the kinds of things that you don't see. Finally, let's talk about the big butt. So one time in the internet you can talk about it safely. I'm blessed to have this one big solid chunk of wood, but this is not where I started. On Instructables, there's a great target you can make out of 2x4s. It's not expensive. They'll do all the cuts for you where you're buying your lumber. And if you work it out right, it's you can get it all done for, I think I was at $50. Now, that was 2 years ago, but so lumber prices are definitely up. But it's 2x4s. I measured in 2-foot sections, so that the 8-foot pieces I was buying, because that's where the most economic piece in this part of the world. So I bought 8-foot sections. I had 6-foot stands, cut 2 feet off, so that would make my middle. I think I used 3 8-footers, cut into 2-foot sections to stack side by each. And then on the bottom, I used one 8-footer, cut in half for 4-foot legs. One thing the pattern doesn't have is a support going from your uprights to your legs, because this kind of action and moving the target around in the yard is going to loosen things up. Glue, screws, I did the whole thing for less than $60. It took 5 hours, including driving to the hardware store, having them cut all the lumber, brought it home, and just stack it, glue it, screw it, and throw. Well, I hope that's been helpful. If not, feel free to leave comments. If you have anything to add for the community, I would love to hear about it. And of course, at Steve Adventure, we're always hoping that you will stay sharp. Enjoy your day.